Hello everyone and welcome to Whisky Wednesday. This one's a particularly big deal because last year the forerunner to this got our best whiskey in the world. That was the Glen Scotia Ruby Port Cask for the Campbelltown Whisky Festival. This year they've kind of gone all out really. This is a 16-year-old single malt. It's 51.3%. It's natural colour and non-chill filtered. It's mainly been matured in bourbon casks for most of its life, but for the last 8 months it's been finished in Demerara Guyanan rum casks. I don't know a lot about Guyanan rum. I know El Dorado is from there, so I'm going to put strong money on them being El Dorado rum barrels, but there may be a few other distilleries from Guyana. I bought this fairly early into April. It arrived on a delivery and I thought, gotta have it. Last year's one was incredible. It's a bit more expensive. I think last year's one was £50. This one is just under 70, it's 69. But it is older. And rum casks, you know, they're a little bit more expensive and a little bit more unusual. So the value difference is kind of quantified in my mind. It makes sense. I opened it and it was just spice. It was all spice. It was a little bit one-dimensional. The guys in the shop loved it. And I couldn't really see past the spice. But it's been open for about a week at this point. And it's got good, like really good. So we love Glen Scotia, they're fantastic. I've never had a bad whiskey from Glen Scotia, ever. In their new range, in their old range, it's always been phenomenal. So we'll dive into this, we'll tell you what it's about. And yeah, 8 months in rum, previous 15 and a bit years in sherry, cask strength, no colouring, no filtering. For those of you that like Ben Romack 10 100 proof, which is the 57% version of Ben Romack 10, I adore that whiskey. It smells a lot like that, but the mystery thing is it's got some smoke in it. Ben Romack does as well, but this one's probably slightly higher peat level. What it is, I'm unsure of, but there's like an ashy Campbelltown smoke, but underneath all of that kind of classic ashy smokiness is like banana split and creme caramel, loads of banana, but like banana and fudge and like banana desserts and all these kind of big, rich, kind of, you know, kind of like ostentatious looking things with like whipped cream and cherries, all that kind of crazy stuff. The banana, I believe, is actually being provided by the bourbon casks. The rum influence is more of like a sticky dark toffee, like a golden syrup. And you think about Demerara sugar, that kind of fine, coarse brown sugar. It just gives you this beautiful fudgy, toffee, elegant kind of sweetness to everything. And you get all three of those on the nose. It's that big hit of kind of creamy banana, it's the fudge and the toffee, that little bit of smoke, almost like a carbolic kind of ashy, smoky thing going on with it. There's a little bit of like fizz if you dip your nose in a bit too far, so do be careful. Lot going on. Creamy sweetness, sticky toffee nature, flavours to it, smoke as well. Taste though, where's all the fun at? The initial hit is the sugar. The initial hit is the rum and the bourbon cask. And it is, again, extremely similar to Ben Romack 10 100 proof. It's just this wave of like caramel, sticky sweetness. And then oak influence and smoke kind of build and build and build and build. It is an extremely complex whiskey. And even after this been open for about a week, and again, most of the month of April, by the time this video comes out, there's still things in there I can't quite put my finger on. There's exotic notes of like pineapple, and then there's like kind of scrub smoke and brush smoke and like barbecues that are kind of on the way out and dying, like old charcoal. The rum is providing again that insane hit of just like big, thick, dense, creamy condensed milk and caramel. There's that creamy banana note running through there as well. Texturally, and ironically, it's actually quite light. There's not a real viscousness with it. The texture is quite short-lived. It doesn't really stick around for that much. But then, you know, the ash and that smoke that really lingers, that gives you that classic Campbelltown distinctness to it. What Springbank's famous for, what Long Row is famous for, and now what Glen Scotia in my mind are famous for with these bottlings. I love it. I think it's awesome. It's older, it's got, like, in my mind, rum is a slightly more interesting finish than port is, but for me, I think the port just has it. I think because it was younger, it was a bit more intense and it was a little bit more off the chart, a little bit more unexpected. This people expect to be weird and wonderful because it's rum and it's 16 years old and it's, you know, a little bit smoky. That doesn't mean it's bad in any way. It is a phenomenal whiskey, but I think the port just takes it. I think the port is just winning by, like, you know, a fractional victory. It's like a photo finish. You know, it's still a 9.5 out of 10. And I don't think I've ever given a Glen Scotia lower than an 8, maybe even like a 9. I think the lowest Glen Scotia we've ever done is like a 9. Or maybe the 18 was an 8.5. Let's go back and check. But it's still a 9.5 whiskey. It's still an exceptional product for the price point and a nice limited edition, which is really boozy and fun. But I think the port still takes it, just that little bit more. But thank you all for watching. This is this year's Campbelltown Whiskey Festival exclusive. I'm Phil. This is the Whisky Shop in Manchester. This is a 9.5 out of 10, and I will see you all next week. Cheers.